Alright, hey viewers, this is Watch Me SC, and I am just going to be going over the patch notes for the most recent patch, which was May 11th. So I'm probably going to be doing this from now on, just something else to upload, something to talk about, some discussion about League of Legends. So we'll start off at the new skins. We got some new skins, no one cares. The new updates, how much time is left until your first one of the day, that's pretty neat. Um, Display which map a match was played on. That's kind of cute. Fixed a bug where players could access the practice game menu even when practice games were turned off. Oh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. Those are not that important. Akali was released. I bought her, but I haven't had a chance to use her yet. I'm not going to go over her abilities. You guys can do that. But let's go to Amumu. And looks like his health per level was increased, so that's going to help him tank better. Base damage increased 5 points, which is going to help him lane a little bit earlier and get some last hits. Damage per level decreased, so it's not a big decrease. Over a course of 18 levels, it's going to be less than 2 points of damage, so not really a big deal. Mana regen per level was increased, but again, not by very much at all. The Tantrum cooldown was reduced, it looks like by a huge amount. The cooldown reduction upon being hit reduced. So again, Tantrum is pretty heavily upgraded. Despair, let's see. Change the aura range to be 350 at all ranks, so that's very good, obviously. Added a base damage of blah 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 to the damage on the target's health. Health percent decreased. Okay, so that's a little bit less damage. So it looks like Amumu overall, I think he got buffed, but a little bit of debuff, but overall I think it's going to be a buff. Anivia, they added a buff for when the rebirth is on cooldown, which is pretty neat. So she's going to gain, after she almost dies and comes back, she'll get a little boost there. Base damage increased by a fair amount, which is really nice because she needs to, I think early on she didn't really have that much damage. It was really hard to get last hits. Damage per level was decreased, but that's pretty fair, I think, considering that they gave her a boost in other areas. And the base health regen was increased, which is good. Lets her lane a little bit more. Ezreal had his Essence Flux heal reduced, which I think is pretty fair because 100% damage healed was pretty beasty, and Ezreal was pretty powerful like that. Gangplank added the Yar, I'm a Mighty Pirate buff, which is similar to the ninja buffs, which is really not a buff at all. It just says that he's a pirate. Garen was basically not buffed or debuffed, but he was fixed. Obviously, there's two bugs there. Malphite, he got his attack range increased, which is pretty neat. Base movement speed is increased, which is obviously good for him. Fixed a bug with Unstoppable Force. Oh, okay. Well, it's fixed now. So Master Yi was one that I really noticed that he got a huge buff because Master Yi, I think, was pretty weak overall, and his attack range increased. Double Strike now is more consistent and usable. The cooldown for Alpha Strike is reduced a lot. Mana cost reduced a fair amount. Reduced the total spell cast windup time, which is good. Missile speed increased, which means he travels faster. So Alpha Strike was heavily buffed, which is good. It's going to allow him to deal a lot more damage to creep and get later on in the game. I think he's going to be able to pretty much maul people with a 10 cooldown. And Meditate cooldown reduced, which is good for him because he wasn't able to gain his health back that much. The heal amount reduced though, which is not great, but with the cooldown lowered by 10 seconds, I think it's passable. And the mana cost was also reduced to accompany the heal amount reduced. The armor and magic resist gained while channeling increased a lot. Look at that, from 30, 30, 30, 30, all the way up to 300, which is pretty amazing. And Wuju style, cooldown reduced. And the Highlander assist now reduce all of his cooldowns by half of the base cooldown amount. So basically, Master Yi, I think, is made playable again. Morgana just had some bugs fixed. Nidalee had her pounce, I would say debuffed pretty much. Pantheon, new sound, no one cares. Heartseeker Strike cooldown reduced. I think that's pretty fair because that's about his only thing that he really had to lane for the most part against ranged champs. Grand Skyfall. It basically got the cooldown reduced, which is useful for him, but not at the highest level. The cooldown on channel cancel reduced to 10. Oh, okay. So if they canceled it, the cooldown is a lot shorter. And the falling time reduced, which is good because pretty easy to get out of the way of that attack earlier. So now we're going to Shen, and Shen got a pretty big debuff, I think here. Is Key Strike got dual debuffs. Vorpal Blade damage got a debuff. Feint, the block amount, got a debuff. And Stand United got a debuff. Basically, Shen got debuffed, but I think he was pretty powerful as he was, and now I think he's going to be a little more balanced. Tryndamere, let's see, Battle Fury, critical strike chance per 10% health missing increased. Okay, so that's good. Spinning Slash's speed has been normalized to be more responsive. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. And Twitch, he got his basic magic resistance increased, which is good. Ambush's tooltip to show the correct attack speed buff value, not really anything. And here we come to Udyr, another pretty big change. The monkey agility dodge bonus decreased. Turtle stance shield decreased because the shield was pretty beastie. Tiger stance was buffed finally. Finally, they buffed Tiger stance because no one ever fucking used it. So that's good. And the attack speed bonus increased. Phoenix Stance's flame attack will now occur every 4 attacks instead of 3. Again, they're debuffing the other skills to make Tiger Stance, I think, a little bit more useful. Hunter Call attack speed buff changed. Basically, it gets higher at the end, but starts out a little bit lower, and it's more consistent across the board. Items, Leviathan was debuffed, which is fair, I think, because Leviathan was pretty beastie. Regrowth Pendant got a nice little buff there, increased by +1 health regen per second, and reduced the cost there, so that's pretty damn good. And general multi-kill timer resets after every kill as opposed to being static window, whatever. And Crest of Flowing Water movement speed buff decreased. So I think that was one of the new items, but not that big of a deal. Anyway, those are the patch notes. This is the first time, so it was a little rough. I didn't really go over them that much before I decided to do this, but I figured this would be a neat thing. So everyone, talk about what you think these patches, blah 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 blah, what this patch is going to change in the game here. I think Master Yi is going to become a lot more used. Udyr you might see him using Tiger Stance, which is going to be crazy. I'm actually kind of interested in using Udyr in the next couple of weeks. And that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed going over these patch notes. In the future it should be a lot more smooth, but this was the first one, so I just decided I'd take it, and I'm taking a break from my watching of the Guild. This show is amazing, and she is so hot. God, she's so hot. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Post any comments about the patch notes in the wherever the fuck you post comments, and I'll see you guys next time.